Okay, so we are here with the third and final installment of this Destiny beta preview video series, mini-series on the channel. Yeah, so all that in a jar of cookies. Yes, that's right. We are here with the competitive multiplayer. That's right, competitive. There is definitely competitive play on Destiny. You've seen it right here. It's in the beta they were just showing off pretty much domination. You hold 3 flags and you take over the map and whatnot. Now, competitive on Destiny is probably the one thing where I felt it fell short, very, very short. Unless you go in there with like the top of the line weapon, better, the person who has found the best weapon in the game will win on competitive. Some might like that, others are probably going to call bull on it because I don't know, it's just the way they got it set up on there. I mean, if they had like a class set up on there where you could kind of even it out and balance the competitiveness. I mean, look at that. I was straight up shooting him the whole time. He hits me with one shot, and I get taken out. And right there, he's got a long range weapon, looking over top of the spawn, and of course, it's like you're getting shot at as soon as you spawn in. Didn't die, but wasn't exactly the best situation to be spawned into. I was not on a winning team the whole time I was doing competitive. I tried about 3 times to do competitive games, and one time I was MVP of my team, and we end up falling short every single time. As soon as the other team started grouping together, run from flag to flag, it was like you couldn't stop them because they all had like high-powered weapons. We had no chance just because their armor and their weapons were over the top of what we had to work with. That, right there with the power-up advantage is probably your only option when you're going against a team that is full of just high-ranking members. So competitive, I don't know. I think they're gonna have to do something with competitive to make it fly with the full-on community. There's probably gonna be a good number of fan base that's gonna be looking at it like, oh, this is really, really cool and everything. But I mean, it just, I don't know. I didn't really like the competitive myself. I mean, I'm being a little bit biased. It was, it works. The connection is there for the most part. It was just the unbalanced, weapon systems that they got on there when it came to people with different upgrades and stuff like that. See, like right there, I come around the corner shooting at him. All I get to take down is his shields. Because I guess his armor was what I'm thinking is the armor was too good towards the weapon that I was using, and he just ended up getting a one shot on me, no problem at all. I bet you he probably didn't even scope. Right there, I probably should have had that guy, but of course, I mean, he did have the power up, and he shot at me. I can't take no excuses there. There is power ammo, but the power ammo just goes for your the third weapon down. If you look down below left top or bottom left hand corner, and it was ridiculous. I know that just replayed over again, but it goes to show you like the competitive days of multiplayer gaming are kind of coming to a close. Like this, I spawn in, and finally that guy, I don't think it's either his armor. He didn't have any armor, which I don't think he did, but it was just my weapon overpowered him. And it's almost like when you get a kill, it's a cheap kill, and when you get killed, it's like a cheap death because like I said, there's no balancing to the multiplayer at all. This is just the beta build too, so they could, have a whole system set up. I mean, right there again, I get taken down, just, shooting like crazy at him and nothing. So then I was trying to rush straight in, not happening either. One shot from a sniper rifle, taken out. Sometimes like on Call of Duty you could end up rushing, and it would, works 9 times out of 10 where you can actually get the upper hand on the people when they got, the little bit overpowered weapons. But it's not going to happen on Destiny. So I don't know. Like I said, the only way that the competitive multiplayer is going to be able to be balanced out and be like playable and make people want to go on competitive a lot is if they put a system on there where maybe it's like a level cap on there. So if you're within the 1 to 10 range, those guys get grouped into that range. Maybe 11 to 20 gets grouped into another range or something. I don't know. That's for them to figure out. I'm not the game designer. They are. So that's when they need to sit back and figure it out. Now, those last couple kills right there, I'm pretty sure those guys were more or less already hurt. And then I also had the leveling on them. Right there, that was a very, very decent amount of kills, but that was probably one of the very few rare occasions where I actually did the ragdoll effect on there. That was one of the very few occasions where I actually did have the upper hand, and it was just because that super powered up weapon that I had, the gold gun that I had in my hand. I'm watching the action, my brain's skipping, and yeah, it's all good. So, yeah, this is competitive multiplayer on Destiny. Love it or hate it. And me, I'm not really loving it, but, this is, like, again, I say it, it's just the beta, so who knows what the actual thing is going to be. They could have some extra stuff thrown in there to make sure that competitive multiplayer on Destiny is a little more top notch and on par. I mean, the two companies that are making this game are Bungie and Activision. Like, they could make this competitive multiplayer the best thing going around. So, I mean, the two, historic franchises in Call of Duty and Halo, they just need to work on it. Alright, so here is the end slate once again. You know what this is. Story missions and free roam on the left hand side. The intro to the game and character development, which was the first video. Story missions, free roam was the second video in the series. This is the third and final video of the beta series that I got on the channel. If you look down below in the description box, you can find links to all the other videos on my channel. Also, the wolf head's going to bring you to the main page of the channel, so you can get there. You can see everything on the channel from there too. And of course, if you like the video, checking out the multiplayer competitive stuff, hit that thumbs up, that like button. You can share the video, get the word around that they probably need to work on multiplayer a little bit, to get a little more bounce for people that, ain't gonna have 1,000 million hours to to put in, get an upgrade and this and that stuff. I mean, for the people that don't have all kinds of time on their hands, they're probably just gonna stick with the missions, story missions anyways, but, it would be pretty cool to see them actually try and implement something into the competitive part to make it a little more like a crossover between Halo and Call of Duty. I mean, I could see something real epic coming out of that right there. Maybe it's be a DLC or something. Anyways, so you know what to do. If you subscribe to the channel, it's going to make sure that you stay tuned for more videos coming soon.